compagnie PWA annonce l'arrivée du service Constellation 920 venant de New York et Canada.
Visitors to Europe. Today they are coming from the wide world over. For Europe is on show again. Shall it be road, or rail, or waterway? And where to go? And what to see? Shall it be the cantons of Switzerland? An excursion to the grim keeps of the medieval past? Or a longer trip through the Mediterranean, back across 2,000 years to the birthplace of the West? That's the pleasure of it, and the problem. The pleasure for Europe's visitors of her rich diversity. The problem for her own people of their differences. And that is why the links between the peoples are now so vital a concern of all who believe that Europe's future welfare lies in greater unity. The links between the peoples. Through the stubborn geography of Europe they march, road and rail and waterway, piercing the mountains, spanning the gorges, conquering the barriers of space, time, speech, and creed. Only one barrier they have not conquered yet. The little painted lines marking the man-made frontiers that separate the nations. Road and rail and waterway, the barriers of nature have gone down before them. But at the frontier, all must stop. Man-made achievement, man-made restriction. A reflection of the conflict now troubling so many European minds, the conflict between the future and the past, between the bold and the cautious, between the great vision of a single continent knit together by the triumphs of the engineer and the hard fact of those painted lines across the roads, across the rails, across the rivers and canals, across the map itself. The truth is that in building up our transport system, we Europeans have always been in two minds. Of course, it didn't matter in the early days, when there were no painted lines as we know them now, when trade was local and the countrymen trod out their bridle paths and cart tracks to the market town. But Europe learnt that roads could serve another purpose too. Napoleon built this splendid highway across the Simplon Pass, and with it conquered Italy. Then suddenly, man could travel faster than a horse. The English railway passenger can scarcely believe he is passing over the ground at such a pace. Now he travels embosomed in the earth. Now he rides above the treetops. And ahead he sees the period fast approaching when other nations will emulate these modern marvels.
With the sight of the cheering crowds on either side, with the tremendous speed at which we went, our spirits rose to champagne heights.
Vive la vapeur! Vive la vitesse! Vive les chemins de fer! Vive la France!
The Britannia Bridge was opened on the 5th of March, 1850, by the passage of 3 powerful engines and conveying the distinguished engineer, Mr. Robert Stephenson, a sight which attracted an immense concourse of visitors from all parts of Europe and even from the United States of America. So they dreamed their dreams of unity. But if roads could serve a double purpose, so could railways too. And here is the result of our dilemma. A transport system brilliant in technical achievement, but planned in caution. thick around the centers of the nations, but reaching thinly, warily, towards the frontiers in between. Towards Bâle, for instance. Bâle, in the northwest corner of Switzerland, junction point for 3 busy nations. One of the greatest handling depots in the world for road and rail and water, for passengers and freight. Coal from Germany for southern France. Copper from Belgium and Luxembourg for Italian factories. Fruit from Tuscany for London barrows. Machinery from Holland bound for Greece. The traffic of a whole productive continent moves across these wharves and yards. Yet here, striving to serve the mighty international economy of the Europe of today, is a transport network planned on the cautious national lines of yesterday. At the frontier, all must stop, and every wagon that goes slowly through bears on its side a painted reminder of the painted line.